we talked on the Game Plan podcast. I mean, you titled the Game Plan podcast a get right game for the defense. And the very concept of that is that confidence and getting to see success really, really matters. And I do believe that. I mean, again, going back to, I like to make comparisons to other sports. Look at what happens in basketball where you have you don't ever want to foul a great shooter who's having an off night, right? Because what happens? He goes to the free throw line and he sees that ball go through the bucket a couple times, and all of a sudden something happens, right? You see that ball go through the bucket. Okay. And, that I got my feel back a little bit, and all of a sudden things are a little different. Or, the golfer who, has really been trying to groove that swing, make a little change, and it's just not working on the course. And then all of a sudden, a couple things come through, and you have a couple holes where you hit it close, you get those birdies, and then you actually feel it and you believe it. And I think that's a big part of this for this defense is so much. And I've talked to a lot of defensive coordinators and different coaches over the years. So much of defense is just buy-in. I mean, I think that's underestimated, the degree to which defense is buy-in, because every defensive scheme can work, provided you have the players, the pieces to execute what you're asking them to do. But no defensive scheme works when you've got guys that are not fully bought into that scheme and are not fully invested in doing their job instead of trying to peek and do somebody else's job. If everybody just does his own job and does his own job well, any defensive scheme can be pretty good. But coaching defense in that respect is kind of like herding cats. You've got a bunch of guys, you got a bunch of cats out there that want to make plays, that want to, get up and, gesture to the fans about how great they are after making a tackle or whatever, or, making room for their teammate to make a tackle. It doesn't matter. They're going to, you get that desire, and it's really hard a lot of times to get teams to buy into, no, son, I promise you, if you just eat this double team and you do it with low pad level and good footwork, and you don't get washed down the line of scrimmage this far, if you get washed down a half yard less and you are able to stalemate him here, this guy can step into the hole and make his play. And son, you got to be over here. Keep your eyes here. And if you get guys that do that, then the defense can be pretty good. What happens, though, when you start giving up plays on defense is guys start to get antsy. They start to try to cheat. They start to try to do different things. And then you get further out of position, and now you get, defensive Armageddon. What happens when you start to see success is guys go, okay, that actually worked this time, right? I did my job, and he did his job, and we got off the field, or we got a turnover, those sorts of things. And then what ends up happening is you start getting guys buy into it fully. They get their eyes in the right spot. They react quicker. They're doing their job with confidence. And all of a sudden they play faster, and because they're not getting their eyes in the wrong spot. They're not, uncertain. They're not thinking. They're just doing their job. So I think confidence goes a really long way. And you hope that this is more than just a step forward against a bad team, that this then can be parlayed into, becoming getting a few more baskets to go through the bucket, through more balls through the bucket, so that they can actually maintain and improve on that confidence and continue to take steps forward, moving down the line. Because we all know the talent's there. We all know there's enough talent for this defense to turn the corner and actually be the best defense in the Coastal. So, it'd take several steps forward for that to happen, but it's not like they don't have players.